airplane, but it had some things that really make it suited for gathering information. One, we can fly it fairly slowly. As modern airplanes go, this one can fly slow. When we're in a hurricane, we slow it from its normal 350 miles an hour down to about 200 miles an hour. So that's a benefit of this airplane. It can also stay airborne for about 14 hours on one tank of fuel. Also very beneficial to us. The fact that it is turboprop engines instead of turbojet engines make them much more suited to go into the amount of water that those engines encounter in a hurricane environment. A true jet propulsion engine would have a lot of trouble with that water ingestion. So it's very stable and safe and slow and allows us to collect the information.
Do you have affiliates? Well, take for instance, you said there were 10 persons on duty at times and 10 off. Are the 10, when they are on duty, working at the same time? Are there relay stations where the information goes back?
We have 10 crews for each of the positions, and no ma'am, they're not simultaneously. We have access to them throughout the season. So we'll bring in whoever we need depending on what the storm forecasts are right then. We'll bring in those that we need. But we just play a small role here in the airplane. All of the meteorologists, I'm going to say that right in a second, all of the weather people on the ground from the National Hurricane Center and to all the other people in the other communities, to include the meteorologists here, are all doing their part as well. So we just have the crews to do our small part here in the airplane.
And how do you function specific to the Caribbean?
Well, if the storm is out in this environment, we want to be able to hang out in the storm on each mission for about 6 hours at the request of the National Hurricane Center. So as soon as they know that there's going to be something out here of interest to y'all, we'll actually move our airplanes closer into the Caribbean and stage, depending on where the storm is, typically out of St. Croix, and that puts us very close to the storm. So we can fly any storm in this area. We can fly continuously 24 hours a day with 3 airplanes.
Are there weathers or wind conditions that you would consider not conducive to flying?
There are some that we don't enjoy, but we will fly them all. They don't get to a point where we will not fly them.
Okay. The future is coming. A little boy from St. Kitts or a little girl wants to reach to your level. What kind of steps we should take? Does she have to become a meteorologist first?
It depends on which position you would want to sit in on the airplane. If you want to be our airborne meteorologist, then yes, you would become a meteorologist first, and then you would be really nice to Colonel Talbot here, and in the hopes of getting a job with us. We have our dropson operator, often highly educated in various fields, but not required for that position. And then we have, And then we have our 2 pilots and navigator upstairs. Typically, you would already be a pilot or a navigator, and we would hire you. Or in some cases, we'll send folks through the Air Force pilot training.
Do you ever think of hiring Al Roker?
He's flown with us one time. Yeah.